The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Sprite.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, and we have been waiting for this day for so long, day one of the NBA season. Tonight, it's the Houston Rockets as they'll be playing against the Los Angeles Lakers. And when you take a look at the Lakers, they have what every team has on its list of top priorities, starting off the new season with a win and hopefully feeling the benefit of their work in the offseason and preseason. Shaq, there's nothing quite like the anticipation of opening night. Fans have waited all summer, players have waited all summer, and finally it's here. Was opening night always special for you?
It was very special. My favorite part was what I'm about to do now, Ernie. Hello to all the fans. Thanks for joining us out there. I'm excited to see you guys. I know you guys are excited to see us. I love the fans, Ernie.
Did you always do it this way with your hands up like that?
Yeah, but you also got to put the number one up. Hello, fans. It's me again. I'm here with Ernie. We love you.
Hey, everybody.
Got to show them your number one, Ernie.
It's me. It's Ernie.
Put some bass in your voice, Ernie.
It's me. It's Ernie. I'm tossing to Kevin Harlan.
And now, your Los Angeles Lakers starting lineup. At small forward, standing 6'9", number 2, Corey Brewer. At the other forward position, standing 6'9", number 6, Terrence Jones.
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. So the Rockets win the tip. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. We've got Danny Granger. Kobe is out there with Jeremy. Stoudemire, and it's Hawes in at the center position. Here's Dragic. Outside, Jones. Back to Dragic. Looking for Wade, he gets it there. Tries from the block, and it's good. Wade's got the opening field goal of the game for Los Angeles. Bryant with it. Using his post move to get the 2 points.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
On defense, Houston. Dragic dishes to Brewer. Lin with the steal. The finish. And Kobe the bucket with the assist by Granger. Bryant's got his second basket.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
And here is Los Angeles now. Dragic kicks to Wade. Pause with the rebound. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Kobe Bryant again. Bryant's got 6. Here's Wade. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Houston on top. They're up by 4. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. They established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Adams. Kemba Walker is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then there's Warren, and it's Humphries in at the 4-man position. And it's the Rockets with the ball. 4-point game. Here's Bryant. Rejected by Walker. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Harrison, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Bryant against Walker. A double clutch. And it's laid in by Kobe. Kobe's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Rockets. We've got 28 seconds left here in the second. Bryant against Walker. It's rebounded by Houston.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Kobe attacking, and he gets it to go. Kobe's got 10 points in the game.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Walker. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Rockets lead by 8. We've got more in store for you right after this.
10.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Kobe Bryant really making a difference here.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
So on the floor for Houston, Jeremy Lin is out there with Bryant. Then there's Danny Granger. Then there's Spencer Hawes. And it's Stoudemire in at the power forward. Just 2 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Rockets on offense. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. This, of course, their first opportunity to play the Lakers.
And predictably, they came out on top in the season series last year. We'll see if it's any different this time around.
We've got 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dragic kicks to Brewer. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Wade, right side. 6 to shoot. Here's Plumlee. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but it's a smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
Plumlee hits them both. Here's Lin. It's stolen by Dragic. And we've reached the end of the third. Rockets ahead, up by 8.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers go on the road to battle the Chicago Bulls this Friday, 7 o'clock Central.
Hollis Thompson is out there with Humphries. Then there's Dragic. Then there's Kemba Walker. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. That's the Laker 5.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, going through the motions as it appears. It'll be a nice win here for Houston.
Clark, their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, they had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Well, what a great way for them to have kicked off this season series. These two teams play twice more, and no question who's going to have the advantage in those games after what happened here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though, Steve. I mean, the team coming out on the losing end of a game one is just that much more motivated to get even in games 2 and 3.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Kobe Bryant. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
Here's Los Angeles now. They trail by 14. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's Walker penetrating. Second shot opportunity. Misses the layup.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
And that's going to be a travel.
LA Ball. On the floor for your Lakers, TJ.
6 seconds left in the game. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Here is Bryant. From deep three-point range, and that's going to be a treble.
Lakers ball.
So we see Houston taking the W here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Kobe, tell us about the mindset of this team tonight and what you hope to accomplish.
Just come out and play well. Just play with a lot of energy, execute well, read the defense.
presented by Sprite. The 2K Sports pregame show.
Man, I've been waiting for this for so long. It's the start of another NBA regular season. Along with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. The action tonight will be happening out in Phoenix, where the Suns will be going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And when you take a look at the Lakers, coming off a loss in the first game of the season, they'll no doubt be anxious to put tonight's contest in the win column and avoid an 0-2 start. Let's talk about Blake Griffin, Shaq. He's improved his shot.
And now introducing your Phoenix Suns. At the point guard position.
It's time for the NBA. Live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. With that road trip behind them, the Suns ready to perform in front of their hometown fans here in Phoenix. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
And a year ago, they avoided any mistakes winning the season series against this club.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Corey Brewer, D-Wade out there with Dragic, then it's Jones, and it's Plumlee in at the 5 spot. Just 5 to shoot. Wade drives in. Rebounded by Korver.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Count that one.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Wade outside. Kicks to Brewer. Back to Wade. Off target at the rim. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Phoenix ahead, up by 4. And will return. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong, and they've put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
They've got C.J. Miles. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Scola. Then it's Norris Cole. And it's West in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Here's the Suns with the ball. 4-point game. The dish now to Amino. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Suns on defense.
Definitely a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Yeah, the wise move would be to find themselves a quick shot right away.
Humphries kicks to Wade. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
The Lakers making a switch here. Hairston's checked in. And that one's good. Cole's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Suns. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to Houston.
And that game featured one of the least consistent offensive performances you're going to see from them, Clark.
Yeah, no spurt ability on display at all, fellas. I mean, they needed to make a few runs, but it just never was able to happen for them. I like his tenacity getting to the basket there, even though the dunk rattled out. 99 times out of 100, you'll get the dunk or the foul.
And we finished one half of basketball. Suns lead by 6. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Here's Wade. And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. Terrence Jones out there at Plumlee. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then there's Brewer. And it's Dragic in at the point guard position. Brewer passes to Wade. 6 to shoot. They get the rebound. And Brewer kicks to Wade. Outside Dragic. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Los Angeles on D. They trail by 6. Hill trying to break free. Cole's shot is good. Cole's got the first points of the second half here for the Suns. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
And that's just another mistake. I mean, they got it on autopilot, and they look totally dejected.
We've got 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Griffin. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Griffin's got his second basket of the game.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Outside Dragic. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. He feeds it to Brewer. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? That's just an awful turnover.
Here's Cole. Here's Korver. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Suns on top. They lead by 12. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports.
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. The Los Angeles Clippers go up against the Los Angeles Lakers live this Friday night.
Come on.
And here are the Suns now. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game.
And these are the types of games where it's obvious one team clearly had the edge. Tonight, it's going to be a great win by a large margin for Phoenix.
Clark, what do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
Simply field goal percentage. They shot the ball much better than the opponent.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And it's always nice to get win number 1 against an opponent you'll be seeing a total of 4 times over the course of the year. They really set the tone tonight for their season series against the Lakers.
Norris Cole is out there with Kyle Korver. Then there's Al-Farouq Aminu. Then there's Perkins. And it's West in at the 4-man position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. And the Suns here with a different look. Luis Scola, he's checked in for West. Risa comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Norris Cole. The Lakers also making some changes. Warren's checked in for Humphries. Hairston comes in for Goran Dragic. And it's Schroeder in for Walker. Goes up on the high post. Warren dishes to Thompson. Tries again. And the shot is long. Now Scola. Now Miles. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
They're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
Here's Schroeder. Offline. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game.
Sponsored by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. The action tonight out in New York as the Knicks play against the Chicago Bulls. And when you take a look at the Bulls, they come into the opening game of this season with the goal of getting that first win out of the way as soon as possible. How they'd love to be sitting at 1-0 by the end of this evening. Avery Bradley, great defender, underwent double shoulder surgery back in 2012, and last season his jump shot got back into form, Shaq.
Yes, I played with him, and I played with Ray Allen when I was in Boston.
Let's meet your New York Knicks starting lineup. Starting at small forward, standing 6'8", number 21, Doug McDermott.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and joining me to provide the analysis for what's sure to be another exciting year, Steve Kerr, the sharpshooter, and Clark Kellogg. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Aflalo is out there with Collison. Then it's Thomas Robinson. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. Now here's McDermott. Shot clock at 6. A stupendous finish in traffic. McDermott's got the first points up on the board here for the Knicks. On defense, New York. Lopez sets a screen for Collison. Pass to Lopez. The kick out to Collison, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the first. And Curry, here we go. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
And it's Pierce in the corner. McDermott with a steal. Here's Curry. No good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Knicks out front, up by 4.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. The Los Angeles Clippers take on the Los Angeles Lakers Friday night.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
So for Chicago right now, we've got Maurice Spates. Jameer Nelson is out there with Jimmer Fredette. Then it's Pierce. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. 6 to shoot. Nelson kicks to Lopez. It's rebounded by New York. And going against Chicago, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
Yeah, here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between these two this year.
New York on D. 4-point game. And because of the odd number of games between them guys, the one thing we know is that one of these teams will have bragging rights over the other at the end of the season.
Exactly, Kevin. And that makes tonight's game, I think, a little more interesting and intriguing. I mean, whoever wins this one will have a big advantage going into the next 2.
And that's going to be a treble. And here's Nelson. Lopez sets a screen for Nelson. In the corner, Aflalo with it. 3 seconds left. There's the block. close game as we wrap up the...
Kevin, I'm here with Coach Tom Thibodeau. And, Coach, what's your analysis of that first half of basketball, and how do you want to adjust during the second half?
Well, I think we stayed patient. We started doing a better job.
We welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Steph Curry's out there with Crawford. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Thompson. And it's McDermott in at the 3, the small forward. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. Curry with him. Strong finish with 2 hands. Amazing hops, exploding to the buckets.
Kevin, you don't expect to see that coming from the point guard position.
No way.
Boy, he elevated that size. That's impressive.
Curry against Collison. Robinson a screen on Thompson. Collison up top, guarded by Curry. And he gets the bucket.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
The Knicks leading by 4. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, but he pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
yes,
you?
Sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
That was embarrassing.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Knicks out front. They lead by 6. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Curry.
Let's go Knicks!
A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So for Chicago right now, we've got Nelson. Brook Lopez is out there with Robin Lopez. There's Collison, and it's a Flalo in at the 3 spot. Lopez, a screen on Curry. 6 to shoot. Nelson kicks to Lopez. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. For the Knicks, DeAndre Jordan comes in for Josh McRoberts, and McDermott subbed in for Singler. Robinson's checked in for Chicago. Pierce comes in for Jameer Nelson. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Collison kicks to Pierce. Right side, Pierce. From the baseline. Misses off the right iron. Here's Curry. Here's Thompson. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Here's Collison. No good. So it's New York picking up the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
Congratulations on this win tonight, Stephen, and tell us a little bit about the driving philosophy behind how this team strives to be the most cohesive unit possible.
To me, it's a commitment, and we know that that's going to put us in good position to win every single night. As if we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession, where you might get beat, but you got to get back in the play. If God's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry, and I think that's a big factor. And we're just relentless on defensive end.
Congratulations, Steph. Great job, guys. Over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA.
And brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K pregame show.
Man, I've been waiting for this for so long. It's the start of another NBA regular season. Along with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the New York Knicks. And guys, when you look at the Knicks, they got their season rolling with a nice win in their first game. Now we'll find out if they can build on it and open with back-to-back victories. Hey, so the Knicks have Derek Fisher as their head coach. You know Derek Fisher very well, Shaq. How do you see him doing in the big city of New York?
Well, he's going to be under the tutelage of the great Phil Jackson. I think they're going to run the triangle system, and he has a lot of support from Phil and Nick.
Point, standing 6'2", number 15, Mario Chalmers. At the other guard position, standing 6'5", number 8, Marco Bellinelli.
Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. They'll play this one here in Cleveland before the Cavaliers head back on the road. This their first look at this year's New York squad. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched.
And last year, boy, it was fun watching these two teams get together. They split the season series. Very even matchup.
So the New York starting five, Tristan Thompson is out there with Jordan. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Crawford at the shooting guard position. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And you look back at last season, he shot 87% from the foul line.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. Shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Aldridge can't get it to go. Steve, as you said, these were maybe the two most evenly matched teams in the conference.
It was such a hard-fought series. It would be great to see a similar series this season.
Well, you look at the numbers for the Warriors last season, their offense revolved around Steph Curry, and no surprise.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kevin. The numbers were staggering. I mean, with Curry on the floor, they were right at the top of the league in offensive efficiency. And when he sat down, they were the worst. A lot was on his shoulders, and he carried that burden well.
Here's Smith. Kept alive, and there's the feed to Chalmers. Pass to Bellinelli. Goes back up. Here's Aldridge. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the basket.
From down in the low post, it goes. Crawford's got 5 points so far.
And Curry, not just a factor offensively with his scoring, of course, but driving, making plays for others. And I think the departure of Jarrett Jack really allowed Curry to take on a larger playmaking role. And he showed he was ready for that.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
You talk about all of the gaudy numbers for Curry last season. Extremely impressive offensively, but there's one number he'd like to cut down on, and that's the turnovers. Second most in the league last season. And he'd be the first to tell you he knows he can do better, and I'm confident he will.
And finished off by McDermott.
They keep going down low with the ball, and it results in points. They're having their way in the paint.
And it's resulted in a big early lead, too.
And here is Chalmers. And the pass to Bellinelli. Aldridge kicks to Bellinelli. Back to Aldridge. Shot clock at 6. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Well, they needed that one finally. That's just 1 of 5 now overall.
New York with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, I was able to talk with David Blatt for a minute. One player that he's talked to his guys a lot about is Stephen Curry. He said Curry's one of the premier shooters in the game, and he's got that quick trigger. We really have to be tight to him, get physical, and try to get him on his heels as much as possible. Guys, Curry is an excellent free throw shooter. We'll see if they can do that without fouling him.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Smith. Following the basket by Stephen Curry. The drive by Smith off on the layup.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Well, Steve, right from the start last season, some upheaval for the New York Knicks with a front office shakeup.
Yeah, surprising move when you consider that the team was coming off a 54-win season in 2013, and the team's first second-round appearance in over a decade.
Green, he's checked in for Bellinelli.
And for the Knicks coaching staff last season, you think about it, guys, it had to be tough. The GM who hired you no longer with the organization, and ownership basically saying championship or bust. A lot of different pressure coming from different sources in the Knicks situation.
Now here is Smith. Misses off the left iron. Outside Curry. Right through the D for the layup. Curry's got 11.
And with a new front office again this season, the Zen Master, Phil Jackson at the helm, new coaching staff. We'll see if the Knicks can create a stable foundation moving forward.
Here's Chalmers, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Green left side. Passes it to Smith. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter, and nothing is falling for him right now.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
The Cavaliers trail by 16. And Chalmers kicks to Green to the wing on the left. Here's Aldridge. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
You know, as great as Aldridge was in the first half of last year, you felt like he was going to really kick it into overdrive in the second half of the season because of his all-star snub.
And Aldridge, in saying he should have been a starter in last year's all-star game. How are you comparing the Blazers record at the time to that of Kevin Love's of Minnesota?
Yeah, but it's not just team success. I mean, one thing for Aldridge, he takes some tough shots. A 23-point-per-game scorer, but his shooting efficiency was actually below average last season.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Josh McRoberts has checked in for Thompson. And it's Singler in for McDermott. It's Curry with the drive. Good. Curry's got 13.
Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Knicks.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And it's Smith missing.
Well, it looks like it's in his head right now. He looks tight. He's not producing, and his team's struggling as well.
That's good. And that's 17 points for Steph Curry.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Well, Steph Curry, of course, deadly from outside the arc. But last season he tried to improve his ability to get to the rim. In fact, he significantly increased his points in the paint last year.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Napier's checked in. Avery Bradley, he's checked in for the Knicks. Brooks comes in for Curry. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Knicks ball.
And for Curry improving his driving ability. He already had the handles, but he tried to work on his strength to ward off contact.
And Kevin, you know, film study is also playing a role in that progression and development. And he not only improved his finishing ability inside, he also got to the line more often, a result of being more confident in his strength.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
And here are the Cavaliers now. Pekovic with a screen on Brooks. Napier passes to Green. Smith against Singler. 6 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. Here's Green. And another miss by Cleveland.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open.
And that's going to be a travel. Cleveland with the ball. Pass to Napier. Back to Green. And it's Smith, top of the key. Dishes to Green. And stolen by Singler. Here is McRoberts, guarded by Green. And McRoberts kicks to Jordan. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
Here's Napier. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. Knicks out front, running away with it. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. The San Antonio Spurs.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Knicks team out there today.
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lanes.
Aldridge out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then there's Bellinelli. Then it's Green, and it's Napier in at the 5. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. Aldridge kicks to Napier. 5 to shoot. The drive by Green. Goes back up. Tolliver. No good. And New York will come the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
You know, their shooting percentage in that game, you look at the box score, it's just off the charts. I watched the tape. It was mostly because their offensive execution was flawless.
Yeah, they did such a really nice job of moving the ball side to side, opened up the court for them. It makes it tough for the defense when you spread out and move the ball the way they did, and they got high-quality shots as a result.
Green against Singler. Aldridge trying to break free. Knicks with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Well, you know, that Charlotte game has a lot of attention on it, guys. They're playing with a purpose, guys. The big lead becoming bigger. I like the look in their eyes.
And it's on both ends that they've been controlling the action.
Cleveland didn't quite meet their expectations last year, in part by how poor they shot at home. Hard to get wins when everything you put up seems to rim out.
Here's Bellinelli, guarded by Bradley. The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
It can be doubly defeating, Clark, with the missed shots here at home. Not only are you not scoring, but then the crowd loses interest. They get out of it.
That's a great point. I mean, one of the benefits of being at home is having your crowd there, energized and pulling for you. If you're not making shots, they tend to sit on their hands.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Derek Fisher going straight from his playing to his new job as the Knicks head coach. He brushed aside questions about his lack of experience, saying, basketball is a game that I'm experienced in playing, understanding, leading in, and helping achieve the greatest gift in the world as an athlete, and that's being a champion. Not bad, guys.
A lack of confidence. He understands winning, Doris. Thanks.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Aldridge with a screen on Curry. And Bellinelli kicks to Napier. It's stolen by Bradley. Thompson outside. And the officials call a traveling violation.
Well, why don't we look at some of the numbers here on Marco Bellinelli? How he performed last season. Last season, he averaged 11 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Those aren't bad numbers, but they're not the kind that are going to earn a lot of extra minutes for him either.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if he wants to play a bigger role, a larger role on the team, those numbers are going to have to be better than just decent.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
Knicks ball.
These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Well, you look at Bellinelli, one of the best shooters in the NBA, top 5 in the league at this moment.
One of the great things about the three-point shot is that it gives the fans an opportunity to anticipate it going down. And when this guy touched the ball, everybody thought it was going to be splash. Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Cavaliers have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Here's Napier, guarded by Bradley. Napier passes to Aldridge. He dishes it to Bellinelli. Clock at 4. It's stolen by Curry. 3-on-3 from 12 feet out. And that's going to be a travel. And so it's Cleveland with it. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Here's Napier, guarded by Curry. Napier kicks to Bellinelli. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Avery Bradley. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. It's Curry with the drive, and the basket good. Curry's got 21 in the game.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
Here's Napier, guarded by Curry. Off his foot, and the ref's whistling a kick ball. And Ellington's checked in for the Cavaliers. Chalmers comes in for Napier. And a switch here also for New York. Jordan's checked in. Outside, Green. He feeds it to Ellington. Six on the shot clock. Kicks to Aldridge. Right side Aldridge. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. The Knicks have gotten all of their first 6 shots to go in here in the second. What a quarter so far.
Now Doug McDermott, a senior out of Creighton, one of the all-time great scorers in college basketball history. In fact, 3,150 points. That ranks him 5th all-time in Division I. And he's not just a great shooter. He's a scorer who can create his own shot in a number of ways.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Cavaliers. Smith comes in for Green. Chalmers dishes to Tolliver. Pekovic passes to Smith. Pekovic inside. He's against Jordan. Smith kicks to Pekovic. They get a hand on it. Smith with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Now here's Chalmers. Defense right on him. Fades. And it comes off the front of the rim. And McDermott, the first player in 30 years, Clark, to make the APL America first team 3 consecutive times. It's only been done 10 times before.
Oh, he was absolutely fantastic as a college player. One of the best college careers in the history of college hoops, Kevin. No doubt about that. There were some questions about how his game would translate to the NBA. Not a question mark for me. This is a guy who I think, while he might not be a superstar, he's going to be more than a serviceable long-term pro.
Here's Crawford, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. That's 7 points for Jamal Crawford. Now Chalmers. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Feeds it to Pekovic. Can they get it? And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Knicks running away with this one. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, what's been the key to what's working well out there for you guys right now?
Defensive end.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Well, his ability to disrupt passes and get a hand on the ball, force a turnover, make a steal, it's been really impressive.
When he defends you, he basically forces you to play perfect. Any lapse of concentration, and he'll pick your pocket.
And here is Chalmers, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Doug McDermott. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Thompson. And it's Crawford, and it's Curry in at the point guard position.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale.
And stolen by Jordan. Here's McDermott, and he jams that one in.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Pekovic with a screen. 6 on the shot clock. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
You know, there were a lot of people, me included, thinking that Cleveland would take a step forward and be a team that could make moves in the East and perhaps get to the playoffs, but injuries and inner turmoil really kept that team from being playoff caliber.
Pekovic dishes to Bellinelli. They get it back. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net. He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And Cleveland ended 10th in the Eastern Conference last year. They got close, but they couldn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, there would be a lot of shocked analysts if they didn't finish near the top of the East this season. All it takes is one good summer, and your team can jump to the top of the East.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. And Curry, here we go. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Curry's got 27 points. Cavaliers have gone 0 of 4 from the field in the second half, yet to find the mark. Right side Aldridge, back to Smith. The dish to Aldridge. They need this one, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Let's see some of the numbers here on LaMarcus Aldridge. Terrific year last season for him. Put up about 23 points per game, 11 rebounds and 2 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
Yeah, how valuable a player he is for them, Steve. Scores are always valuable. He gives them such a reliable option every time they have the ball.
That one is off.
New York Knicks were ranked as the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and with team values skyrocketing, the Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Thompson. Sinkler comes in for McDermott, and it's Avery Bradley in for Jamal Crawford. It's Curry with the drive, and it's sent back by Aldridge. Bradley against Chalmers. Smith outside. Curry with the steal. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Guys, untidy. You've got to value the possession of the basketball.
Yeah,
I know you agree with that, Steve.
No, totally. You got to play with control and composure, Kevin.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, interestingly, guys, Stephen Curry got angry last season when the GMs of the league ranked him the 3rd best shooting guard in the NBA. He said, I've heard people ever since high school saying, quote, I'm too small. I can't play point guard. Now I'm not a true point guard? Well, I'm certainly not a stereotypical pass-first point guard, but the way I can run the show will manifest itself. Kevin?
The great ones always find that motivation. Thanks, Doris. Napier passes to Green. Shot clock at 6. Goes up to the stripe. Tries again. Aaron Brooks comes up with the rebound. Now the Knicks with it. They're on a 12-1 run. Mick Roberts, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Mick Roberts has got his first points of the night. Cavaliers have got a paltry 0 of 6 to begin the third quarter. What a terrible start to the half. Napier kicks to Bellinelli. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. DeAndre Jordan, number 1.
I know he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that list when all was said and done. I mean, just a man among boys out there.
And it's Bradley off the drive, and the shot is good. Bradley's got 4 points in the quarter.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
Avery Bradley out of Texas, one of the elite perimeter defenders in the NBA. A guy who can really give you nightmares bringing the ball up the floor. 6'2", but with long arms, and he can defend both guard positions. Really pressures the ball well.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Franklin's checked in for Cleveland. On the wing, Singler. Guarded by Green. Nice shot by Singler. Singler's got his first points in this one.
And despite his 6'2" size, it's pretty clear that offensively, Avery Bradley is not a point guard. He's worked hard on developing his ball handling, especially his left hand, but he's certainly at his best when he's playing off the ball.
And stolen by Singler. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Bradley. And he gets it to go. Bradley's got 8. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
And you talk about Bradley playing the 2. He's worked to put weight on, up over, what, I think, Steve, 210 pounds, you were saying.
Yeah, looks like it. He looks stronger. He's added some weight. Remember, he underwent surgery on both shoulders a couple of seasons ago, but now he's healthy. And with that strength, with that defensive awareness, with the quickness, he's got the ability to be a really good player.
Napier passes to Green. Franklin kicks to Green. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Smooth sailing for New York. In the second half, they've only given up 1 basket coming from the free throw line. And Jordan gets it to go.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Yeah, well, 10 of their last 12 points have come off of assists.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Pekovic dishes to Green. They need this. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's blocked. 3 on 3. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Jordan Adams.
Adams, right side. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down.
Jordan Adams.
Napier is out there with Wayne Ellington. And there's Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Gustavo Ion. And it's Franklin in at the 3. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Just a lot of disappointment for the Knicks last year and their fans, as many were hoping for them to challenge for the East title, but it just never came together. A fragile line between being a playoff team and not.
Now the feed to Ellington. Another shot, and it's blocked. And they'll keep possession.
Yeah, he got whacked. shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
That free throw good from Tolliver.
You know, an interesting study came out recently that argued that steals are really undervalued, not just because they create high-percentage scoring opportunities at the other end, but also there just aren't that many players who really excel in that area.
Curry, good.
Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Inexcusable mistake for a team that's trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, I have no clue what he was thinking about there. As a matter of fact, he may have had his brain in neutral.
When you talk about steals, one of the harder stats to replace. Some players just have the knack.
Yeah, you know, when you replace a guy who can take the ball away from opponents, a great stealer, I mean, it's hard to replace that in your lineup. Steals require a special knack, quickness, anticipation. You know, guys that do a good job of ball hawking can really get into an opposing player's head, too.
Here's Curry. Right side Curry. Blocked. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Pass to Franklin. Out of bounds. New York takes possession.
Well, you'd better be dead on with that pass, with that distance especially. It's an impossible catch otherwise.
For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Curry gets the bucket.
Man, great ball movement. They're just picking this defense apart with their passing.
Well, how about the 3 Ps, Steve? Purposeful, precise, passing. We love it, and so does this team because they're taking advantage of it. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And Cleveland making a change here. Aldridge is checked in. Curry attacking. Rebound by Aldridge.
Can't say I'm surprised that one didn't fall. He can barely dunk it in the pregame layup line.
Ellington kicks to Franklin.
Well, guys, maybe the most important play in the NBA that isn't really tracked at all is the screen. A good one can make a huge difference in creating a high percentage shot, but it's a play that so often goes overlooked.
Ion, no luck. Knicks have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
So New York going with almost an entire new group. And screens, Clark, getting more attention with modern scouting. The old stats look at the outcome of a play, a make, a miss. It's like evaluating chess by only the checkmate.
No, I agree. I mean, you start to dig deeper and get to other layers of how you analyze the numbers and how that affects how you game plan to discover the tendencies of players. And all of that you're doing in an effort to become more successful. It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Cavaliers have gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. Franklin kicks to Aldridge. The pass to Franklin. Out of bounds. New York takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
And New York making a change here. Crawford's checked in. Drive by Adams. Here's O'Bryant. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Josh Smith, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And so here is New York. They've only given up 1 point in the fourth quarter. And Brooks gets it to go.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
Well, they're finding the holes in the defense, Clark, and they're exploiting them.
In the corner, it's Ellington. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Crawford. That's good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops or at the very least try to force this team into some bad shots.
Pass to Ion. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Brooks, and he gets the bucket. Brooks has got 4 points this quarter.
They are owning the lane right now. Every one of their last 10 points has come either at or near the rim.
Great looks in tight because they're finding lanes to the hoop whenever they want them.
Pass to Ellington. He kicks it to Franklin. Dishes it to Smith. Just 5 on the clock. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Inside. And stolen by Ellington. Now here is Smith. Shot from 12. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
Adams' shot is good.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Kicks it to Ellington. Off the pick. No luck. The Knicks go the other way with it.
And guys, with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who's watched it. I mean, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Knicks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And you always like to jump on your opponent early in a season series. This is just the first of 3 between these two teams, but a good win to go up 1-0 on the year against the Cavs.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Curry. He can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on defense that put them in the driver's seat.
Here's Brooks. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Here's Napier. There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. He dishes it to Franklin. Pass to Napier. He feeds it to Franklin. And the pass to Napier. Shot clock at 6. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. And so it's New York with it. They've
look out, man!
Whole rim is shaken.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Cleveland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Here's Brooks. Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
And he gets the bucket.
Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitors.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question, it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
Tolliver for 3. It's rebounded by New York. Here's Adams. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. So no problem for New York as they get the win. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harper.
I'm ready to ball. Let's go. I'm ready.
With the 60th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Brown from Oklahoma State.
Nah, this guy? Man, he's terrible.
Good night, everyone, and thanks for coming.
There's my guy.
Your guy? Your guy? Your guy was told by his agent that he was going to be a late first round, maybe second round draft pick. Your guy's supposed to be in New York with the rest of those chumps. Your guy's about to blow his freaking lid because his dream of being in the NBA is still just a dream.
Hey, chill, man. I know this isn't how we wanted it to go down. Believe me. Like I told you, you're my last best hope at the agency. If you wash out, I wash out with you. But I was thinking, maybe this was the best thing that could have happened to you.
How you figure that, genius?
Better to go undrafted and have a choice than to be picked late by a stacked playoff team where your chances of making the team are about as high as my chances of dating a supermodel, which, despite my contagious charm, are pretty freaking slim.
So what's the move, man?
This just affects our timing, okay? You just gotta keep working hard and be ready. Injuries, overhyped draft picks. Sooner or later, players are going to wash out, and they are going to call you. You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Good. Remember, Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and made fools pay for it the rest of his career. Use the draft day slight as motivation, a chip on your shoulder at the beginning of a long journey. And like every journey, this one begins with a single step. So your first step is to keep working hard. And we'll find you a home before you know it.
All right, man. I'm believing in you, bro. Make it happen. Undrafted? Basketball's been my life since day one. What am I gonna do now? This can't be the end. Is my dream really dead?
Okay. I know you've been staying in shape, working hard on your game, waiting for your shot.
Yeah, so when's that gonna be? Because you told me not getting picked was a good thing.
It was. It was. This is America. Freedom of choice and all that good stuff. And that is why I'm here. Now is the time. Teams are able to offer 10-day contracts at this point, and I've been on the phone nonstop. There's some definite interest in you.
What's that mean? I get to pick where I want to go?
Whoa. It's not that easy, my friend. But there are several teams willing to give you a little tryout, see if it makes sense for them to sign you.
Listen, man. First of all, you're not my friend. You're my agent. And second, Where's the list? Because I'm ready to play.
Keep in mind that these teams have varying levels of interest. If you want the 10-day deal, you're going to have to work a lot harder to impress some of these teams than others.
Man, I don't care about that. Where's the list?
Okay, here's the list. Let me know where you want to go, and I'll make it happen.
We saw your workout at the draft combine. We liked what we saw. Personally, I wanted to take you in the second round, but the powers that be overrode me. You'll be playing with the big boys now. You'll be running with the twos against the starters. Do me a favor. Sell out every possession. Loose balls, rebounds, hustle plays, running the break. Show the GM he made a mistake in not drafting you. It'll make us both look good. We probably got room for one more player on this squad. Question is, will it be you?
Oh, it's not a question at all. It's my spot. These other fools just don't know it yet.
Where you headed?
Oh, the locker room. Shower up.
Good. I just hope none of that game you just showcased washes off.
What? Man, this stuff don't wash off. It's part of who I am. It's in my DNA, yo.
Easy. Your jersey ain't in the rafters yet.
Yeah, but
you lit it up out there. And everyone in this gym, including the GM and the head man, saw it.
All right, so what's that supposed to mean?
It means if there's any way to get you here, we're gonna do it. Now get out of here. We'll be in touch.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Move, man. What are you doing?
We got our foot in the door. The Magic have offered you a 10-day deal.
Why not a year?
Because you're an undrafted, unproven commodity. But they saw enough to take a flyer on you. So you have exactly 10 days, 240 freaking hours to show that you belong. You perform, you got a shot at a guaranteed deal for the rest of the season. We both live to breathe another day. You don't, you got a shot at being last in a long line of might events, and I'm probably out on the street, too. Living in this rat hole.
Hold up. Rat hole? This is all I can afford, because you didn't get me drafted.
Let's call it a charming fixer-upper. Now pack your bags. We're going to the show.
Yeah, boy. I'm going to the league. I got my foot in the door, and I'm gonna kick this sucker down, man.
You better. I don't want to ruin any more suits sitting on these vermin-infested couches of yours.
Man, it's my house he's talking about. Finally, I'm in the league.
You did well in the workout and in the scrimmage.
He's a baller. You give him a legit shot, and he's going to make the most of it. I mean, when it comes down to crunch time, there's no one...
10 days, my man. We'll see if he can swim with the big fish. If he does, he might have a shot to be signed for the rest of the year. He might even find himself a spot in the rotation. If not, son, he's back on the streets. You ready?
I'm ready, willing, and able, sir. You'll see.
Good. Get out of here. You too.
So you're the rookie that's gonna shock the world, huh?
Sure as heck gonna try.
Good. I'm glad you're here. Just remember, it's all out there for you. Work hard, listen, watch how we do, and you got a chance to be something special. Now let's see what you got.
thanks. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
The Magic are out of Orlando and into this interconference game. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. For myself, Kevin Harlan, and my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Welcome, everyone. Maybe the upper hand in this one. The Memphis Grizzlies won the last matchup of the season against Orlando.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against a defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
Tip-off goes to Orlando. A look at the Magic starting group. At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. And it's Ridnour in at the point guard. Now here is Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. Harris has got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Magic. And the Grizzlies with possession. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And a lot of their scoring in that win came from unexpected places, from guys who don't typically get a lot of minutes.
And you know what? Those guys on the bench, they practice every day too, even if they don't play every night. And that night, they were ready.
Well, good teams tend to have a defined style of play. Steve, the Grizzlies had grit and grind, but it seems they're going away from it now.
Kind of a throwback style, Kevin, but it suited their personnel perfectly, particularly with Randolph and Gasol down low. The slower pace lent itself to better defense for them, and they really pounded you inside, that's for sure.
Now here is Conley. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. Gasol dishes to Allen. Stolen by Gordon. Now here's Oladipo. Against Indiana, he was really on his game. Harris kicks to Ridnour. And there's the feed to Oladipo. And Allen with the block. And so just over a minute and a half played. Outside Conley. Here's Stokes, guarded by Harris. Fader on the way, and the basket by Stokes. The Orlando Magic coming to this one after the win against the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, they really struggled shooting the ball in that game, but still came away with the win. They obviously had to pick up the slack in a lot of areas, and they did it.
Yeah, and Steve, I think that says an awful lot about them as a team when they're able to win despite shooting that poorly.
And it's Gordon missing. That's
really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Oladipo with the ball, averaging 14 points a game. Back to Harris. Three-pointer, Ridnour. Another miss by Orlando.
Tony Allen, a perennial all-defense selection. Tremendous athlete, but really his energy and his determination that makes him special. Just a guy who puts his hard hat on and competes in every game.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two.
And for Tony Allen, a defensive specialist, you know, he's always getting the toughest assignments. That's just part of the territory. He's that lockdown cornerback you put on a top-flight receiver and just eliminate that side of the field in football. His job, really, take him out of the game, and more times than not, he does.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And guys, you got to watch those passes with Tony Allen in the game. He's always lurking.
Yeah, unbelievable reactions, cutting into passing lanes, racing over to bring help. He's a great rebounder. Just one of those guys who brings energy and has a knack for the ball throughout the game.
And so Marc Gasol nails both of them.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Here's Ridnour. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Memphis with it. Allen passes to Conley. Kicks it to Prince. Tries from 10. Can't get it to go. And Orlando the other way now. Ridnour dishes to Harris. Oladipo against Prince. And Oladipo kicks to Ridnour. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Harris. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Allen. 3-on-3. Here's Conley. A beautiful reverse layup.
One of the sweetest moves in the game, the reverse layup in traffic.
The Magic trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Allen against Oladipo. Gordon the pass to Vucevic. Makes it off the glass.
Now they'll take as many of those high percentage shots as they can get, guys.
Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Conley dishes to Prince. There's a screen. Back to Conley. Passes it to Stokes. Prince against Harris. Rebounded by Vucevic. Now Oladipo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
A theme that has unfortunately come up for this Orlando franchise is their inability to keep a franchise talent for long. Of course, you think both about Shaq and Dwight Howard and their exits.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Kufis checked in for Gasol. Carter comes in for Tayshaun Prince. Lee's checked in for Allen. Time. We're going to check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Boomer. Just an amazing story we have here, Clark. Here is someone who has had to scrap and fight every bit of the way, but now he's made it on his own to an NBA floor.
You know, he got passed over by all 30 NBA teams during the draft, but he stuck with his dream, and now here he is. I mean, let's hope he can make the best of it.
Here's Gordon. The Grizzlies making the shot. Pass to Boomer. Right side, Gordon. Here's Harkless. It's blocked. Memphis leading. Now Udrih, averaging 6 points per contest. Lee kicks to Udrih. Carter, the pass to Udrih. Here's Kufis. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's his first trip to the line.
Second team foul.
So a free throw drops for Kufis.
2 shots.
And Kufis drops them both. 19 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the pass to Boomer. It's blocked. Harkless kicks to Fournier. No luck. With 1 on the clock. And no good trying to get that one. And that does it for the first. And the first about ready to get underway. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
And how about the defense, guys? They have really controlled the lane with their shot blocking.
Yeah, excellent defense there. Every shot has either been altered or rejected.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Memphis. Lee out there with Udrich. Then there's Koufos. Then there's Carter. And it's Stokes in at the 4.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy. Vince Carter in his day, one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, a superstar in Toronto, one of the all-time great highlight reel dunkers. Those days are behind him, but he remains a very valuable and at this point, maybe even underrated NBA player.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, for some, Aaron Gordon is seen as a...
You're better than that.
Not tonight, I'm not.
Little bit of everything. Post up.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Grizzlies lead by 16. Live from a...
Okay, listen. Let's just put that first half behind us as quickly as possible. Here's what I took away from it. On offense, we haven't had the balance we need between the perimeter and the low post. Too much of our scoring is coming from outside. Let's fix that in the second half and work the ball inside more. Ball security.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a
substitution.
Let's go. You're in.
Dang, about time.
The Magic trail by 12. So on the floor for Orlando, Mo Harkless and Tobias Harris, the forwards. Victor Oladipo is out there with Luke Ridnour, and it's Gordon in at center. Oladipo misses.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenge him.
Vucevic checked in for Orlando. Boomer comes in for Luke Ridnour. And now a look at the 2K leaderboard to see which point guards have been playing the best perimeter defense during the last month. Fourth, Michael Conley.
And with these guys, they're always going to give you an outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. And it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
And that kind of aggression is exactly what you need from your point guard, Steve. At the point of attack, he sets the tone for your defense. And this bunch gives their counterparts very little room to operate on the perimeter.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He thinks there are opportunities for second-chance points out there and implored them to go hard to the offensive glass for the remainder of this game. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
Well, you know, for teams in the NBA nowadays, it's all about getting bang for your buck. I mean, Mike Conley out of Ohio State, one of the great value contracts in the league, and with all the analytics and general managers looking for value, Memphis happy to have an all-star caliber still player like him still locked up through 2016.
Here's Allen, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Allen's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Allen against Oladipo. Feeds it to Harkless. Shot clock at 6. Tayshaun Prince with the rebound. Prince has got his fourth rebound in this one. And you have to give Mike Conley, Steve, an awful lot of credit for the emergence of the Grizzlies, I think, is a factor in the Western Conference.
Kevin, I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. Probably doesn't get enough credit, but his progression as a player at both ends, year after year, he just seems to get better, and he provides that poise and leadership that his club needs.
And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Oladipo. Memphis has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Prince dishes to Conley. Here's Gasol. And too long on the shot.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
The shot's good from Boomer. And that's the very first basket right there, folks, of what is hopefully a very long and a very prosperous career from Boomer.
That's a basket he'll never forget. Guys, the only question now is how many more of them does he have ahead?
I know the answer to that one, Steve. A bunch. And it's not going to take him long to get him either. This guy can score.
Pass to Conley. Puts up a three. That's good. Conley's got 20 points.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
The Magic trail by 13. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Over the last month, let's say.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has...
The bad news is you played like a 50-year-old rec league bum, and we lost the game. You're supposed to ask me what the good news is.
What's the good news?
Good news is I don't think it's possible for you to play any worse.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Nah, man, it's supposed to make you understand that it ain't just you. We all got work to do if we're going to do something special. So put this one behind you, learn from it, and move on, all right?
Yeah, all right. But a 50-year-old bum, though?
If the shoe fits.
Come on, man.
And now your Orlando Magic starting lineup.
We're coming at you from the beautiful Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida, home of the Magic. The Milwaukee Bucks coming to this after the... The Magic trail by 5. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Nate Walters out there with Jared Bayless. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Parker in at the 3 spot. For Orlando, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. And that one misses.
Zaza Pachulia signed last season to a 3-year contract by the Bucks. Some question the fit for a developing team with young talent in the front court, but he does give them that veteran experience and a little extra muscle inside.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, as we all remember, gentlemen, Brandon Knight was the 8th pick back in 2011. He's still developing, but he's still very young. And he said people do forget that. A lot of the best point guards in our game didn't get it overnight. There are a lot of places I can improve, and I embrace that. Guys, he's coming off his best season, looking to continue his growth.
He's gotten Doris better every season. Thank you. And Walters kicks to Parker. Clock at 6. They set the pick. It's hauled in by Gordon. And Pachulia Clark missing a couple months last season, but when healthy, good low post banger.
Kevin, he's got a physical presence, and he's a guy that does not shy away from contact and really does a nice job rebounding on the offensive glass.
Moving it up. A nice shot by Walters. Walters got his first points of the game.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense.
Yeah! Ooh, what a shot!
Look at that. Man, what. Oh, my, I can't believe what I just saw. Did you see that? There was no need for the heave, and yet he still made it. Absolutely incredible.
Out to the wing. Here's Middleton. Misses off the right iron.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. The guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Harkless the pass to Boomer. He feeds it to Gordon. Can't cash in from close range. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Shot's good by Middleton. Middleton's got 6.
Running it right down their throats. 3 straight buckets in transition.
Yeah, they're paying the price for their laziness right now, Clark. It's time to start competing.
And that's going to be a travel. Orlando making some changes. Vucevic.
I like that shooting.
Checked in for Parker. Mayo comes in for Jared Bayless. And Knight subbed in for Walters. Here's Knight. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Knight's got his second basket of the game.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Ridnour kicks to Oladipo. Dishes to Harkless. Pass to Ridnour. Here's Oladipo. 11-point game his last outing. Another miss by Orlando. Bucks leading by 6. Middleton dishes to Mayo. Knight on the wing. Passes it to Pachulia. From the low block. Rebounded by Vucevic. Orlando's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Now here's Harkless. He's tightly guarded. Another shot. It's rebounded by Mayo. And Vucevic kicks to Ridnour. There's the dish to Harkless. Pass to Ridnour. Back to Oladipo. A second chance effort. And he lays it up and in. Oladipo's got 5.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Nikola Vucevic has a basketball pedigree. I mean, it's pretty impressive. His father played professionally in Europe for more than 2 decades, including for the Yugoslavia national team. His mother was a player as well. So you might say his DNA was set up to play the game.
1:33 left in the first half of basketball. Ridnour passes to Oladipo. Feeds it to Harkless. He dishes it to Ridnour. Kicks to Oladipo. There's the pass to Ridnour. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
Mayo against Oladipo. Henson sets a screen for Knight. Back to Mayo. He kicks to Middleton. And it's blocked by Gordon.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
He has not been on his game, and, you know, their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
Here's Middleton. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Heat in Miami.
And he did some nice work on the boards, too, Kevin. That was definitely a factor in that game as well.
A nice shot by Knight. The Magic trailed by 5. Ridnour kicks to Harkless. The feed to Oladipo. Ridnour from outside. Good. Ridnour's got a pair of triples in the second out for the Magic. Here's Knight. Cannot hit.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. I definitely can't find any fault with the way we shot the basketball. Our shot selection has been just like I hoped it would be. We're putting up some very efficient numbers, gentlemen. The guys I will give credit to are the guys who came off the bench and gave us the scoring pop we needed. And guys, I don't want too many of us.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. One of the stories here, Brandon Knight getting it done today.
Well, in terms of his points in the first half, I mean, that's pretty much what we've come to expect out of him.
Yeah, that's an open book on all you need to know about what talent he has. I'll bet he adds a lot more to that tally in the second half.
At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. And it's Ridnour in at the point guard. That's Randy Whitman's 5 as we get into the second half. He feeds it to Harris. Pass to Gordon. Puts it up from 7. And Orlando again with the bucket. Milwaukee in the lead. Knight dishes to Mayo. Back to Knight. And Henson kicks to Pachulia. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Middleton can't get it to go. Orlando's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. It's Oladipo on the wing. 5 points in the game. Ridnour passes to Harris. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Bucks shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. And Middleton kicks to Pachulia. Dishes it to Knight. Outside Mayo. Back to Knight. Out to the wing. Here's Middleton. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Vucevic is really a very capable mid-range jump shooter, but his post repertoire is still a work in progress, very much so. With his size and touch, you'd really like to see him develop that back-to-the-basket game.
Outside Mayo. There's the screen. Knight for 3. No luck. The Magic go the other way with it. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, they really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game, guys. In terms of their offense, nothing seemed to go right.
And once they started spiraling downward, there was no getting out of it, Steve. Their scoring just went dry.
You guys were talking about Vucevic developing inside. Steve, there's also some work to do defensively.
Yeah, still a bit foul prone. He's got to follow the Roy Hibbert school of defense, remaining vertical, walling off the rim, and avoiding those fouls.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
No slowing him down, just some incredible numbers for Luke Ridnour. He has 9 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
Evan Fournier's checked in for Orlando. Milwaukee also making some changes. Parker's checked in for Pachulia. Antetokounmpo comes in for Chris Middleton. And Nate Walters subbed in for Brandon Knight. Here's Walters. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Here's Henson. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
They're struggling here. They're just 1 of 5 to start this third quarter. They've got to loosen up here.
The drive by Gordon. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him. Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
For Orlando, they have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
And for the season, guys, they're about 73% from the line. So kind of a mediocre shooting club.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
That one is off. Payton, he's checked in for Luke Ridenour. The Bucks also with the sub. Bayless is checked in. He hits the second from the line. Bucks trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
There's the pick. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Henson, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
John Henson, the 6'11" rim protector, was a beanpole coming into the league, but he's managed to bulk up over the last couple of seasons, and, you know, that's really helped him to hold his ground on the inside.
He misses the free throw.
And for Henson, offensively, best around the rim. He's tried to develop his face-up game, but he hasn't had a whole lot of success once he steps outside the paint.
Willie Green's checked in for Gordon. No luck that time either. And Henson Clark, an excellent offensive rebounder, reason enough to keep him close to the rim on offense.
And Kevin, I think he's really deceptive too. Even though he's right-handed, he actually prefers finishing with his left hand. I think that throws defenders off balance a bit. Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
Payton dishes to Fournier. Payton kicks to Green. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Green's got the lead up to 3 now for the Magic.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
And Parker, here we go. Passes it to Walters. Now Bayless. He's got 7. Here's Parker. The dish to Walters. Here is Bayless, guarded by Green. 1:52 left to play in the third. Parker inside, guarded by Harris, and that one's good. Parker.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Orlando making a change here. Harkless is checked in. A minute 42 left in the third quarter. And here is Payton. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Green passes to Harkless. Green with a screen on Parker. Harkless dishes to Green. Another shot. Harkless with the bucket. And the Magic lead by 3.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
.122 left in the third quarter. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Coach Jason Kidd taking over a young roster in Milwaukee. He said it's a lot of teaching. It's a process. These are young men that know how to play the game, but the NBA game is different. We want to get guys in big games so they can learn how to handle those situations. We feel we can do better than last year, and we will. Can he deliver, Kevin?
Great. Thanks, Doris.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Orlando.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
No good on the free throw. Well, it's hard to argue with the effect John Henson has had on the basketball floor. 6'11" Clark with a 7'5" arm span. He obviously is a force defensively.
And a lot of that, Kevin, I think also has to do with how heady he is. He's got excellent timing and really an innate sense of when to rush in for the weak side shot block. And he just seems to usually be in the right place at the right time. That's what we call basketball sense.
Well, it's been bumpy for him from the line. Free throw shooting, something he really struggles with.
Harkless kicks to Green. Shot clock at 6. Payton dishes to Green for the 3. Offensive rebound. Back to Payton. 32 seconds left to play in the third. Pick by Vucevic. And Fournier kicks to Payton. And another shot. Vucevic, great positioning on the putback. And the Magic lead by 5.
Was there any doubt what he was going to do with that putback? Flush it down.
Oh, that's some energy we just witnessed right there.
And that's the kind of energy you need on the offensive glass. That's the only way to get it done.
Parker. Second chance shot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. He's shooting free throws, number 4 in 5 here.
2 shots.
The first one falls. And Parker drops them both. Here's Oladipo. The shot no good. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Magic lead by 3. 2.
Coming up this Saturday night, January 31st, Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks take on Victor Oladipo and the Orlando Magic. Don't miss out.
Magic leading by 3 on the court for the Bucks. Height and Mayo man the backcourt. Parker out there with Chris Middleton, and it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
At the line, shooting 2.
A free throw good from Boomer.
Wasn't really the dream scenario that he wanted in his first game. He struggled at times, and of course his team lost as well.
And the one thing he can take to heart is that a lot of players have had rough starts to their careers. That's not uncommon. He'll just have to keep working to get better.
The Magic making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Mayo kicks to Parker. Orlando grabs the miss. Harkless has got his 4th rebound in this one. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these two teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace.
Goodenauer is checked in for the Magic.
Aaron Gordon.
The free throw drops for Gordon. Bucks trail by 8. Knight kicks to Mayo. There's a good screen. And stolen by Gordon. Now, here's Oladipo. Out to the right wing. Knight against Harris.
Tobias Harris, a combo forward, originally drafted by the Bucks out of Tennessee. I love his game. He does a little bit of everything and does it all well. He can handle. He shoots it a bit from outside. Not sure what his best position is going forward, but he's a quality player.
First free throw is good.
You look at what Harris has done so far. He's got 8 points and also a block shot.
Vucevic checked in for Maurice Harkless. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Bucks trail by 9. Parker passes to Knight. He dishes it to Mayo. Lets it go with a 3. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got 3 assists in the game. And Harris, to this point in his career, has fared better defending small forwards. But Stevie continues to get stronger.
Yeah, I think that's...
for Vucevic, and it's Boomer in for Luke Ridnow. Milwaukee also making some changes. Antetokounmpo comes in for Parker, and Walters checks in for Chris Middleton. Here is Boomer. Goes back up, and O.J. Mayo pulls it down.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That will be foul number 5 on him.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
Vucevic checked in for Orlando. John Henson's checked in for the Bucks. Chris Middleton comes in for Knight. 29 seconds left in the 4th. Back to Gordon. Stolen by Henson.
Still a chance, but they've got to score here.
Yeah, every possession is necessary.
Here's Walters. Good! A huge shot to tie it up.
And that is the shot of the game.
Well, he's got the guts and courage to take it and the skill to make it.
Harris outside. For the win. Count it!
Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately cashing in with that mid-range jumper.
And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
Why you tripping? We just pulled out a nice little win.
Tripping? Don't act like this game was never in doubt. It was a lot closer than it should have been. That's the problem. We weren't taking it serious enough. Like we could just show up and win. One thing I know for certain, you take something for granted in the NBA and it all goes away.
You right. When we got somebody on the ropes, we gotta knock them fools out, man. Yo, tonight, it was just barely good enough.
That's right. Next game, we step on the gas and never let up.
Let's do it.